Good afternoon, everybody. I want to go into the coronavirus because I'm a bit confused about the whole thing. I'm confused about how the world is reacting to it in such an extreme way. And it's getting more extreme all the time. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that. I'm saying there's been all kinds of flus in the past that were worse, that we didn't react in the same way. Or not as an extreme way. So are we being told the truth if things are much worse than they really are? Like, there's a lot of questions about this that I have in my own head. And I'm trying to figure out myself what exactly to think about this whole thing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to take a look at this disease. It's like I'm walking and I'm getting hit with thousands of needles. This is what the first thing, I walk into this disease, and it's like walking into getting hit with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of needles. It's like every part of my body is being bombarded with a needle. This is how it feels like in the world right now. This is what the energy looks like to me. And it's like when I go into the disease and out from the outside, it's like that. If I go into another layer of the disease, it's like being in the eye of a storm. And there's a person in the center that's his legs crossed. And he's got his legs crossed and he's got in the lotus position. And he's actually like this, and just sitting there. And he's just praying or meditating. There's two sides of this. One side's angelic, which is the side I went to. And if you walk around, there's actually there's four faces to this being. It has the angelic side here, kind of like a neutral, darker side, and a super dark side, and the same thing, but the opposite transition. And they're sitting back to back. And their heads are attached. The back of their heads here are all attached. So they can't actually get up and move. They're just in this position, which explains why he never actually stood up and moved. When I first seen him, it felt like it just couldn't move. I wasn't sure why. But the closer I get, this is what I see. But if they work together, they can stand up. But if they can't, they can never actually separate. But when they stand up together, they can actually separate. This is interesting because if they stand up together, there's like a little bit of a movement. As long as they all do it just the right way, they can separate from this and be free. But because they're not working together, they can't come apart. And they're stuck there. And the outside is like a swirling vortex of needles. So I try to get the guy to stand up. And he looks at the other ones, and they're yelling and screaming, and it's really, really weird. And he looks at me and he throws his hands up in the air and says, "Well, I've tried, and they don't listen. There's got to be a solution to this, though. I go to all the other, like the other three. I look at the heart of the one that's like kind of like in a neutral area. I look at both of them and I see that the heart is like half and half. So I start poking holes into the dark side so they'll allow the light to filter in. And then I connect onto the light side. I connect it to the dark, twisted side. And I just continue to sew this in place so their hearts are all connected. It's a bit of a silence here. This part of the energy inside of this is very, very quiet, but it's ridiculously loud on the outside. So what does that tell you to me about the virus itself? So the outside is totally chaotic, but the inside is very silent, very quiet. And it has the ability to simply working together will stop this and they'll be able to separate. But they can't. They're trying to do it, but it's just too much noise on the outside. It's even making it now that the noise is filtering into here. And the louder that gets, the more bigger one guy gets, and it starts to break the locks. It starts to break the mechanical locks that are in place. And it's weird because the louder the needles get, the louder the vortex get, the more the one side that has like kind of like keeps this dark in balance and the light, even one side is him is growing really, really big, and it's destroying the light side. And they show me that if we don't work together, this virus could become much bigger than it is, obviously. And it is becoming bigger, and it's starting to destroy the balance. And eventually, the light side will become so small, and they'll never be able to separate anymore. This dark part will absorb the other ones. So I'm watching this happen, and they're showing me how this dark part of this dark side takes over, and now it becomes like a sea urchin with spikes everywhere, and these spikes now are being thrown out into the needles, and they start being thrown out to the rest of the world. Like it starts to spin, and now inside is like a spinning urchin that shoots out black needles. And the vortex gets bigger, and it gets super, super loud to the point where you would just shred it yourself every time you went near it. And when this happens, the disease becomes stronger. I see it has the potential of becoming not just a flu, but an actual really, really, really serious issue. It's going to mutate. And when it mutates, it's going to spread faster and create more chaos. But I'm telling everybody here that everybody needs to send love into this energy. Because if we work together, we can stop this before it gets any worse. And I say this as a human race, we need to set aside our fears. We need to start sending love into this energy, because when you send love into this energy, it stays in a balance, and the light side of the disease will get super bright and absorb the dark side. Right now it's kind of in balance, But it's starting to become very, very noticeable quickly that that dark side will take over. So this disease has potential of becoming curable or not curable. But it's all about how we handle it and how we send love into it. Like, we got to understand that everything is energy. This disease is energy. Our bodies are energy. So if we allow this energy to start corrupting our energy, then it will corrupt it, and it will grow and continue to become something much, much, much worse. I see this becoming ridiculously strong or fade out into nothing. But you have to actually send love into it. You have to, instead of being fearful of it, you need to sit there and open your hearts and send love into the disease itself. So the angelic side of it can grow and become stronger, and not the chaotic side. That was just a really short video, and that's all I want me to share with the world right now, is the understanding that we have to share love into this disease, into all diseases. We need to understand that everything is energy, and we have the ability to transform that energy. So first, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to sit in front of the angelic side, and I'm going to open up the gates of heaven, and I'm going to allow all this love to filter through into me and into this. And everyone that wants to send love, then do the same thing. Sit in front of the disease and allow love to go into it. So I am going to start spinning, and I'm going to explode into really just like an orb of light, and I'm going to send that energies directly into the angel that's sitting in front of me. And he's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And you just have to allow that love to flow out of you like the most powerful energy you could ever imagine, or the most subtle, loving energy. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you feel like you need to do. And then we can allow that larger part of the light angel to become stronger than the chaotic side. And when that happens, the angel itself becomes the disease. And then the disease is stopped. It's like when you send love into this angel, it's able to stand up. Its eyes glow really bright, and it's actually able to stand up even if the other ones do not. And then he creates like an electricity of love and light, and there's a big, huge, massive gateway that opens up, and all kinds of light energy and love and angels and everything else flow into this disease, and he gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and basically the darkness gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So, thank you very much, everyone. And I hope that helps you understand the potential of the human race and the direction that this virus can take, and how simple it is to cure something if we all work together to do it. Thank you very much, everyone. If you wish to do a journey with me, you can visit my website at amonrossawakening.com, or you can go to my Northern Light page at josephbradleyauroras.com. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful day.